Hey guys, my name is Julia King, and I was blessed enough to spend the weekend with all of you in Washington, D.C. this past weekend, both for Lobby D.C. and Move D.C., the whole event. I think the same sentiment has been shared from everybody that, really putting this weekend into words is just about impossible. And I certainly share that as well. I have two observations, I think, two groups of people that I really saw a different side of this weekend. The first was the politicians and the staffers that I got to meet with on Friday. I think just in general in this country right now, it's very easy to say, those evil politicians and, they have nobody's best interests in mind except for their own. I think it's really easy to do that, and I think a lot of things in this country make us do that even more. The media certainly helps, and just, etc. It's a really hard situation. But this weekend, I saw a side of that group of people that I never had the experience to, or had the opportunity to experience firsthand. I was lobbying for Arizona, and we only had 2 lobby meetings scheduled total for the whole state. And we wound up going to 7 because we decided that even if all we could do is drop off information, we were going to go to as many representatives as we could and say, hey, this is what we're presenting, please have somebody take a look at it. And we decided we would ask for meetings just off the cuff if that was possible. And out of those 7 meetings we went to, 5 people on a Friday afternoon agreed to just sit down with us as we walked in unannounced, and not just have like a 5-minute quick, like, let's get these people out of our way kind of conversation. We were having really in-depth, amazing talks with people. It wasn't, I feel like there's been plenty of fights for this cause, and it was amazing to have conversations that went back and forth, and people wanted to know more, and they wanted to know how they could help. Even Ed Pastor, one of our representatives, who has already co-sponsored the Rewards for Justice bill, when we met with one of his staffers, she's like, well, what more do you need from us? What can we do? Because his sponsorship of that bill was directly related, she said, to the amount of letters that he received from his constituents. And so that was huge. So just, anybody who's ever written a letter, they make a difference. The second group that I definitely was interested in was the media. I am a former journalism major, got out of that, and am now a French major at ASU. But I love looking at the media and like really analyzing what they do on a daily basis. And I just want to congratulate everybody that the media ever called a slacktivist or a clicktivist or all of those other derogatory terms that came out of the media coverage of Coney 2012. Because if you remember, the big argument that a lot of people had was, oh, this is just a big fad, it's a trend, it's just a viral video. The thing about viral videos is they stop being popular. And so they really put everybody who was supporting it under the bus and said, you're not going to support this. You're not going to care about child soldiers and social injustice for too long. So we're just kind of going to ignore you or make fun of you is what I think a lot of people dealt with as well. And I think this weekend revealed the hypocrisy of the media, because no one was being a slacktivist as they lobbied their congressman on Friday. Nobody was being a slacktivist as they sat in the global summit and watched the first meeting of that group of people ever. Nobody was being a clicktivist when they were marching on the Washington Monument or standing in front of the White House, which I found out we actually raised their threat level by standing there. I thought that was cool. I I mean, I guess it's cool. And yet the media was not there for the most part. And so we saw, who is it that really focuses on trends and popular viral things? It wasn't us. It wasn't all the people who were standing there still fighting for the cause. It was them. And we'll still see what comes out of it. There's still opportunity for maybe some post coverage. But there was not nearly the attention that the Coney 2012 video got. And I am so proud of everybody who participated, because I think we did a lot to prove that this cause isn't going anywhere, no matter where popularity goes. Because that's not, it's like they said at the summit and the speeches, what's popular isn't always right, and what's right isn't always popular. And I think we proved that we're ready to stand with this cause no matter where it takes us. And so I just really want to say thank you to everybody who put on this event, everybody at Invisible Children, all of the global leaders, everybody behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, all of the NGOs and nonprofits also on the ground in the LRA affected areas. We're working for you, and we're ready to do whatever it is that we need to do to see this conflict through to an end, and then help the victims and those who are still affected. So like I said, I am a French major, so don't quote me when I try to talk about physics. But John Pendergast talked about the idea of a body in rest stays in rest until it is something pushes it forward. And I think the continuation of that is once it's moving, it continues moving until it runs into something that stops it. So just to everybody out there who has been a part of this and will become a part of this cause, don't stop moving, because we've got work to do. And I can't wait to do it with you. Thanks, guys.